Folks, we're here in Charlotte at the Bankhead Convoy, and we caught up with another recent retiree off active duty, Lieutenant Colonel Mark Koloc from Prescott, Arizona, and we're going to talk about the restoration of a couple of things, but right here on this convoy here in Charlotte, and again, 3,300 miles, Mark is going to travel, but he's got his M37, a 1953, and there's a special story about this, okay? And, you know, a lot of folks don't realize, Mark, that these are really durable vehicles.
Absolutely. This 53 was on active duty with the Army till 1974.
Wow.
It was in Korea, was in Vietnam, and then after the Army service, 10 years with the Forest Service. And they can use it pretty hard, as you can see some of the damage here on the side. But yeah, it's extremely durable vehicle, and actually when I found it, it was kind of a basket case, as you could imagine.
Oh yeah.
It had been sitting behind a barn. A gentleman bought it at an auction from the Forest Service, who was going to restore it for his wife, and unfortunately he was never able to do that. He passed away. His kids kept it for years, and down in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, when I was down at Fort Benning Station at Fort Benning, I found it back there along with the trailer, so I went ahead and purchased it. And it was kind of a I wanted to restore it for a couple of reasons. First of all, I love these vehicles.
Sure.
These things are so robust. They look like a real vehicle to me. I mean, this is a blocky square beast here.
Yeah.
And I wanted to restore it also to honor my father, who was a Korean vet.
Right.
And my dad's Tony Koloc, and he was a combat engineer, 51 to 53 with the Army. And this is a vehicle he would have used. So I went ahead and wanted to restore it and actually put all of the markings from his unit on here. And it's what we call a motor pool ready vehicle. It's not a perfect restoration like it came out of the factory.
Right.
It's just what you would find sitting in there everyday use. And
well, and again, on the engine, of course, that's a flat six. I mean, it looks great. Did you rebuild the engine as well?
Basically, I had to do everything. Yeah, we went through the engine. A couple of buddies of mine helped me. This was a project that I was doing in the afternoons and the evenings on my time off. Wiring harness was gone, so I had to make my own wiring harness. You can still find the ends.
Right.
Fuel system, brakes, everything from start to finish had to be all redone. Gas tank had holes.
How many months or years did it take?
Took me 1 year, start to finish.
Awesome.
And that had her out on the road. So now I get to test my abilities with a 3,500 mile trip. It's either I got to stand by it or I'll fall.
Well, when you take a look inside the cab, I mean, you think about this, and of course, again, the older versions, the 53, and I have a 63, they changed the spare tire from the rear to the side.
Yes, you had a door mount.
Yeah, and I was told there's an old tale here that I guess during Vietnam, they wanted to protect the driver, and so they started putting the thing over, and I'm thinking, that doesn't look like much protection to me. So I think that's just some engineer's tale out there. But you know, these are very, very robust. As an M37, they really have a great cab to them, I guess. It's all right there. I mean, can you imagine the number of hours that were spent behind the wheel of these during the Korean War? I mean, having been over to Korea myself, gosh, just the hills and just the road networks and the amount of miles.
Tire and wear.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and so very durable. And again, the service that they saw during Vietnam. I mean, think about the number of trails and the supplies that these, and a lot of them made gun trucks out of them.
Yes, they did. They, although it's a lot of weight to put on a 37 chassis with, if you're going to do a little bit of armor or anything.
You're exactly right. You know,
they are a simple vehicle. You know?
And they are. They really are
They really
very
are.
durable.
It's
You're
just
exactly
extremely
right.
durable.